Lunch with Little Miss Tiny. Little Miss Tiny lived in a little mouse hole in Farmer Field's house. She was quite happy in her tiny home. Well, not completely happy.
I'm afraid of Farmer Field's cat. That's him, waiting outside my door.
There's no cat out here, Miss Tiny. This is the postman. I've got a postcard for you.
If you're the postman, you should be wearing big shoes. Let's see your feet. All right, let's see your other foot. And another. A three-legged postman. Give me that card.
No, I'll read it for you. Thanks for the invitation to lunch. I'll come to you on Saturday and bring a few friends. Best wishes, Miss Giggles. Lunch on Saturday, eh? Oh, goody. I can't wait.
Oh, dear. I must write to Miss Giggles and warn her not to come. It's from Miss Tiny. Dear Miss Giggles, Farmer Field's cat knows about our lunch party. He's not a very nice cat, and I'm afraid he'll do something awful. Perhaps we'd better have our lunch another time. Your good friend, Miss Tiny.
Her good friends, Mr. Small and Mr. Quiet, were very disappointed too. In his loudest, noisiest, angriest voice, Mr. Quiet bellowed, "I was quite looking forward to lunch with Miss Tiny. I mean, that cat. He has no right to spoil our fun. And he's not going to. Miss Giggles, send a card to Miss Tiny. This is the message."
Oh, Miss Tiny, another card for you. Listen to this. Dear Miss Tiny, we're coming to lunch at 1 o'clock. Cat or no cat? Oh, I like that. Cat or no cat?
Dear me, what can I do? They'll be coming soon and that terrible cat is probably waiting outside.
I am. Oh.
I've got a brilliant idea. There's one eye and another eye. Almost finished.
Almost 1 o'clock, Miss Tiny.
I'm not afraid of you, cat. I'm coming out. Hurry, please, before the cat comes back. Yeah.
It's an egg.
Do have another piece of carrot cake, Miss Giggles. I baked it this morning. What if the cat comes back?
I am back. And I'll be waiting for your friends when they go home.
Don't you worry, Miss Tiny. Mr. Quiet and I have a plan. If that ugly, cowardly cat is still out there, you'd better leave right now. We have a South American fairy cat-eating snake, and he's coming out any minute.
I'm not afraid. Send him out.
Gosh, look at those teeth. Untie the snake, Mr. Quiet, and move away quickly. He looks very dangerous.
Well done! You were both extremely brave to stand up to that monster of a cat. Is there anything you'd like to say, Miss Giggles? I think I will have another slice of carrot cake.
Mr. Clever flies his kite. It was a very windy morning when Mr. Clever called at Two-Pin Cottage. Good morning, Miss Neat.
What's good about it? There are leaves on the path, twigs on the grass. My garden is a mess.
It's a good day for flying kites, though.
I hadn't thought of that. All set then?
Where's your kite, Miss Neat?
Right here. Mr. Clever, off we go then.
So Mr. Clever and little Miss Neat set off to find their friends. I made my kite from a map, you know.
That's clever, Mr. Clever.
It's so the kite doesn't get lost.
Very clever, Mr. Clever.
It is rather. When they got to the top of Windy Hill, the first person they saw was Mr. Greedy. Morning, Mr. Clever. Morning, Mr. Greedy. I'm flying all my kites today. Hello, Mr. Mean. That's a very strange kite you got there.
Looks like your old vest and a couple of sticks.
Don't be stupid. It's not my vest. I found it in my neighbour's bin.
Then they met Mr. Muddle. Mr. Muddle. Then they met Mr. Forgetful. I'm sure I came up here to do something. I wonder what it was. Mr. Tall, of course, spent most of his time untangling everyone's kites. Hello, Mr. Clever. Even little Miss Naughty was there.
Here comes Miss Bossy.
Mind, out of the way, please. I can't possibly fly my kite with everyone.
Mr. Clever and little Miss Neat started flying their own kites. But just as they did, they heard someone call. It's little Miss Tiny. Don't worry, Miss Tiny. I've got you. Oh, yeah. Oh, help, help.
It's Mr. Small.
Help, help, please, someone. Help. Thank you, Mr. Tall. Not at all, Mr. Small. Later on, when the wind was blowing harder than ever, Mr. Tickle arrived.
No, Mr. Tickle, stop it, please.
Oh, Mr. Tickle, stop it. You're giving me tummy ache.
Now look what you've done. 2p that cost me, Mr. Tickle.
Mr. Clever soon realized that if Mr. Tickle carried on tickling everyone, it would spoil the whole day. What's needed here is one of my very clever plans. At lunchtime, Mr. Clever and all his friends sat down to a lovely picnic. All his friends, that is, except for one. Friends with long arms and tickly fingers need to be kept busy at lunchtime, don't they, Miss Neat?
They do, Mr. Clever. More cake, anyone?
And by the time they'd finished lunch, Mr. Tickle was so tired that he couldn't even lift his arms. And he certainly couldn't tickle anyone. Goodbye, Mr. Tickle. Look, he hasn't even got the strength to wave back. Goodbye, goodbye. Yes, goodbye. Yes, goodbye.
Mr. Tickle.
Hey, goodbye, Mr. Tickle.
Goodbye, Mr. Tickle.
Bye, Mr. Tickle. And thanks to one of Mr. Clever's cleverest ideas, they all had one of the best windy afternoons that anyone in Mr. Land could ever remember. Thank goodness for Mr. Slow.
Hurry, everyone, hurry! This way to the starting line of the Great Mr Land Motor Race. All drivers must report to me, Miss Bossy. Mr Bunny in his shoe car. Mr Nosy. Even if your car's slow, you could win by a nose. And Mr Rush in his fast sports car. Hurry along, drivers. The race for big prize money starts very soon.
Big prize money, oh, that's for me. Get a move on there, slow coach. Come on, or we'll miss the race.
I can see your mother never taught you manners, Mr Uppity. A good driver is a courteous driver.
Rubbish. Courteous drivers come in last. Rude drivers win races.
Do you really think you can win this race, Mr Silly? Have you ever thought of round wheels?
Round wheels? Round wheels? Now that is silly.
That you, Mr Clever?
Indeed it is, Miss Bossy.
Off you go. Drive carefully.
See you at the finish. Bye-bye.
You'll have to go faster than that, Mr Slow, or you won't have a chance. Drivers, are you ready? Then go!
Stay where you are, everyone, until the smoke clears. If we try to drive, we'll hit one another.
It's not fair. Mr Uppity is cheating.
By the time they find they're on the wrong road, I'll be counting my prize money.
Oh, there you are now, Mrs. Bean. £6 of potatoes. Better keep off the road. Those racing cars will be coming through very soon. And remember, Miss Naughty, no naughty tricks today. Potatoes! Get your nice fresh baking potatoes here.
Someone has changed those signs. They're pointing the wrong way.
And that someone is Mr. Uppity. He's going to win this race.
Come on, everyone. Don't give up. He hasn't won yet. Let's go.
I wonder what would happen if I pulled one of these.
You there. Are you in charge of these potatoes?
Not really, Mr. Uppity. I just work here.
Well, move them. They're in my way. Come along.
No, I won't. You're rude. Besides, there are too many.
Well, there's no way we're going to get through this unless... Hurry, Mr. Slow, this way. What about me? I was in the lead.
Haven't you heard? Rude drivers don't win races, Mr. Uppity. I'm truly sorry, Farmer Fields. I didn't think I'd cause so much trouble.
Well, I'll forgive you this time, but you mustn't do that again. Anyway, I can still sell my potatoes. Potatoes! Mashed potatoes! Get your mashed potatoes already mashed!
I declare Mr Slow the winner.
Well done, Mr. Slow.
Hooray for Mr. Slow.
Oh, good old Mr. Slow. Or should I say, Mr. Fast?
Little Miss Shy goes to the fair. Little Miss Shy just didn't know what to do.
Shall I? Or shan't I? No, I can't. Yes, I can.
She wanted to go to the village fete.
I'm just too shy. I know. I'll ask someone to go with me. Oh, Mr. Quiet, of course. Oh. Ooh, no, I can't. Oh, what am I going to do?
And after changing her mind 5 more times, she managed to dial Mr. Quiet's number. Oh, hello?
Oh.
Poor little Miss Shy. She wanted to go to the fete so much.
I must try again. I must be very brave and try again.
Hello? Hello?
It's no good. I'll have to walk there on my own, that's all. No, wait. I might meet someone. And if I met someone, they might talk to me. And if they talk to me, I'll phone for a taxi.
Hello, Mr. Meter speaking. Mr. Meter's taxi service? Hello? In the end, little Miss Shy decided to be very brave and walk. Hello, morning, Miss Shy. Lovely day for the fete, Miss Shy. But little Miss Shy was so determined to go on her outing that she bravely set off again.
Hello, Miss Shy. This is my special fate outfit. Isn't it splendid?
No, Miss Splendid. I mean, yes, Miss Splendid. I mean,
Hello, morning, Miss Shy.
Mr. Chatterbox.
Marvellous day for the fete, wouldn't you say? Well, of course you would. Anyone would. In fact, as days for fates goes, it's one of the best I've ever seen, and I've seen some days for fates in my time. Oh, yes, let me tell you. Now, the first fete I ever went to... Little Miss Shy ran towards the village, hoping to goodness she wouldn't meet anyone else. Which she didn't, apart from Mr. Tickle. A lovely day for a tickle, Miss Shy.
No, Mr. Tickle, please. Oh, please. Oh, my goodness. Oh!
Poor little Miss Shy. It was a brave try, but in the end, it was all too much for her.
Oh, well, another time, perhaps.
Hello, Miss Shy. Where are you off to?
It was little Miss Helpful, and before Miss Shy had time to hide her eyes...
The fate, I expect. Well, it's this way, not that way. Come along and I'll help you and show you the way.
And the next thing she knew, little Miss Shy was standing at the entrance.
There we are. Now, I'll leave you to it because fate day is a busy day for me. Everyone needs my help. Bye. Have fun. Miss Sunshine, let me help you with those cups and saucers.
Fun? Oh, I don't think so.
But little by little, little Miss Shy plucked up the courage to go in.
Actually, this does look quite fun. It really does. Oh, look, what's that over there?
And just when she thought she was ready to join in... Roll up, have a crack at Mr. Noisy's coconut.
Oh! I shouldn't have come. I knew I shouldn't. How will I ever get home?
Hello,
Hello?
is that you, Miss Shy?
Who's that?
It's me, Mr. Quiet.
Mr. Quiet. What are you doing here?
Just hiding. Would you like a sandwich?
Thank you. What are they?
Banana and honey.
Ooh, my favourite.
We can see what everyone else is doing from here.
And they can't see us, can they?
No, they can't. When night time came and everyone else had gone home...
It's a beautiful night, Mr. Quiet.
It is, Miss Shy. No noise. That's what I like.
What was that?
I don't know. a new house for Mr. Wrong. Mr. Wrong was very proud of the house he had built for himself, even though some things didn't work as well as he had hoped. For example, when he pulled the light cord, and when he switched on the cooker, even when he watched TV, Mr. Wrong had problems. It's true. There are things in this house that just don't work. It's time I built a new house. And this time, I'll get it right. I'll make a list of all the things I need to build my new house. And I'll start at the bottom. A chimney, tiles for the roof, a fireplace, bricks and windows. Good. I'm off to the shops. 3 bags of nails, please, Mr. Bacon. No, I don't have any nails. How about a nice pork chop? All out of nails, eh? I never have any nails, Mr. Wrong. This is a butcher's shop. Ah. Sure you won't change your mind about that pork chop? Wood. Yeah, I definitely need wood.
Did I hear you correctly, Mr. Wrong? You want 50 planks of wood?
That's right, Mrs. Crumb. Don't bother wrapping them. I'll take them just as they are.
I can do you a nice chocolate gâteau, or would you like some apple tarts? I don't sell wood.
I'm building a house, Mrs. Crumb. I've been to one shop after another, and instead of giving me nails, wood and bricks, everyone wants to sell me something to eat.
That's because you've been going to the wrong shops. You want a builder's yard?
I don't understand, Mr. Wrong. Could you repeat that, please? Glad to, Mr. Timber. I'm building a new house, and I need a pork chop, a chocolate gâteau, and some apple tarts. Oh, I see. You want nails, wood, and bricks. Well, leave it to me. They'll be delivered first thing in the morning. Early the next morning, Mr. Wrong was hard at work. Do you know what worries me? There's something very odd about that house. Well, what did you expect, Mr. Worry? Mr. Wrong's building it.
Don't be rude, Mr. Uppity. You'll hurt Mr. Wrong's feelings. What do you think, Miss Splendid?
I think it's common, boring, no style. You won't ever catch me in that house.
I don't want to upset you. Your new house is magnificent, but it's upside down. Well, yes, there are a few problems, but nothing serious. Looks like we're in for a spring shower. Once again, Mr. Wrong was wrong. This was no spring shower. This was a thunderstorm. A deluge. This was a flood.
Help! Save me! Anyone! Even a common person!
Hello, Miss Splendid. Get ready to jump when I come by. Ready? Jump! Oh, well done.
Thanks for saving me, Mr. Wrong. I think you ought to be called Mr. Right.
Yeah, well, never thought I'd be glad to see you, Mr. Wrong, but I am. Thank you. Oh. End of the line, folks. Everybody out. I hope you enjoyed this little cruise. Mr. Worry and Mr. Clever took one last look at Mr. Wrong's house before they left. I still say that house is upside down. Excuse me. It looks all right from here.